Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I wanted to do a video I've been thinking about doing for a while actually, and today I'm going to talk about how to save money on books and how to get free books. So I feel like this is something obviously we all can benefit from. Everybody wants cheaper books, everybody likes free books, and so I wanted to talk about how I afford to read as much as I do and just the different sort of tricks that I've learned over the past year or two for how to get the best deals on books that you want and how to, get books for free and be able to read, hundreds of books a year without having to pay thousands of dollars for them. So let's just get right into it. So your first option is obviously going to be the library. I feel like this is such an overlooked option because I know for me, I have no desire to go to my library. Like, I hate that I have to go pick up the books and then carry them home and then drop them off and remember when they're due, and like all of those things is just like too much work for me, to be honest. Like, it's just things like waiting for on the wait lists for new books. The wait times are excessive because everybody has like a week or two with the book and you have to wait for them to bring it back. It's not as convenient as just like returning it digitally. So I love that I know my library uses the Libby app. A lot of libraries do. If you download the Libby app, you can enter your library card number and a PIN. If you don't know what your PIN is, just like contact your library. I had no idea what my PIN was, and I sent them an email and they answered the next day and told me what it was. And so it's super simple if you already have a library card to sign up. And most libraries have literally thousands of online ebooks and audiobooks that you can listen to completely free. And this for me was like a game changer for sure, because there are just so many books you can get for free, like literally $0, and you don't have to worry about taking them back. You literally just return them on your like iPad or whatever as soon as you're done reading. It's so simple, and I find the wait times are a lot more reasonable because people can return them so easily. Like, I think if you have a physical book from the library and they tell you like, okay, it's due in 2 weeks, you probably maybe make like a weekly trip to the library, right? Like, maybe you go every Sunday or whatever. And so you're not going to return that book until the next Sunday, even if you finished it on the Monday. Whereas like with ebooks, I think people are more likely to return them as soon as they're finished. So you get them a lot faster, the wait time's a lot shorter, it's a lot easier to get them, you don't have to go pick them up. It's just like so ridiculously convenient, and I think a lot of people overlook it. Also, look up, if you are already using Libby, look up if your library is partnered with other libraries, because I know my city is partnered with 4 other cities in our province to use their libraries. So I actually have access to 5 different libraries through my Libby app with one library card. And all 5 of those libraries have different books, they have different wait times, and I can like compare which books have the longer wait times at different libraries. It's so convenient, it's so easy to use, and I just think it's something like more people really need to take advantage of, especially if you're someone who likes audiobooks, because audiobooks can be very pricey, and I find there's no real good subscription service when it comes to audiobooks. Like Audible, you get like 1 or 2 books a month, like that's not worth it to me. Whereas like Libby, you literally get whatever your library has. And also, this is something I've started doing recently that I don't know if every library has this, but my library, if you go online, they have like a recommend a book or like suggest a title or like some sort of like thing where you can like give them a suggestion for a book to purchase. And my library does it where you can do 3 a week. You can submit 3 requests for books every week. And every time I've submitted a request, my library has gotten the book, except for once, which was Tessa Bailey's Window Shopping, and they told me that it wasn't available from their distributor, so I think however that one was published, it just wasn't available for library purchase, I guess. But that is how I get so many of my books now, is if my library doesn't have it, I literally just fill out the form online and request it, and by the next week they usually have it. It's so convenient, so easy, and then like other people obviously get to enjoy the book too, which I really love. Is like, not only am I getting access to the book, but I have now gotten access to that book for like everyone else in my city. So that's another route. Like, definitely look in if your library has like a suggestion box or like a request box or something like that on their website, because it is a lifesaver. Next is going to be Kindle Unlimited. This obviously is not free. Kindle Unlimited is about, I believe I'm charged $11, like $11.65, I think, Canadian per month. But you can read unlimited books on the Kindle Unlimited library. Like, whatever books are Kindle Unlimited, you can read as many of them as you want in a month. And to me, this is worth it. As long as I read 1 book a month, I'm saving money. Because the paperbacks for indie romances in Canada are like the prices are through the roof. It's insane. They're all between $25 to $35. Like, they are not cheap. And I'm always shocked when I see these, like, TikTokers, especially on TikTok. I find on TikTok so many people buy the physical copies of their books. They don't read ebooks. And I think that, like, that's just, like, I don't know. I used to be very, like, I'm only going to read a physical book. But now I honestly prefer reading ebooks. But Kindle Unlimited, I think, is really worth it. Sometimes there's a couple of creators that I follow that I watch and they don't have Kindle Unlimited and they just buy every indie romance that they want to read, and I just, like, I can't even imagine the dent that puts in their bank account. Like, I really can't. It's so expensive to do, especially if you want to read, like, a major series that's got, like, 14 books in it or something. Like, you're dropping serious money on books that you could be getting for $11 a month, like, unlimited access to. And so for me, Kindle Unlimited absolutely pays for itself every month. It's 100% worth it. And if you look at it, like, it's like maybe like $130 for the entire year of books. Like, that's totally reasonable to me, because between Kindle Unlimited and my library, I can usually get almost any book that I'm looking for. Like, I've really slowed down my book purchasing, because at this point there are very, very few books that I cannot get through Kindle Unlimited or my library. And I think that that's just saved me a ton of money and made reading so much easier for me, like the easy access. You can get the Kindle app on your iPad or your phone too. I don't think a lot of people realize that. You don't need a Kindle to get Kindle Unlimited. I don't have a Kindle. I use my iPad. I love it. I literally read almost everything on there. Even, I'm at the point now where even if I own the physical book, I will get the book from Kindle Unlimited or the library so that I can read it on my iPad, because I just find it so much easier. And like I said, if you're trying to save money, it's definitely like a cheaper route to go, 100%. My next tip is going to be to follow authors you like on social media and check Amazon regularly, because you would be surprised how many books are offered for free on Amazon. And a lot of them are like one day only kind of things that you just have to be like right place, right time kind of thing. But I know like one author, specifically Penelope Douglas, she will post on her Instagram stories and be like, today only, Corrupt is free in the Kindle store. And you can just download it for free to the Kindle app on your phone or your iPad, and or like if you have a Kindle. But I do that all the time. I've gotten a ton of Penelope Douglas's books that way. I just got another book last night. I can't even remember what it was. But like, there are so many of them that authors put like the first book in the series for free because they think if you read the first one, you'll want to read the next ones. But it's just a really good way to like get that introduction to the series. Like, you can get the first book for free, and if you do end up buying the rest of the series, like, cool, but you don't have to. And I do that a lot. I get the free books from Amazon whenever they post, or I will sometimes just go on there, and especially at the bottom I find in the bar where it says like similar to products you've looked at or whatever, where it's got that like bar of, like, mine's always books because that's all I look at, but it's got a bar of like books that they're suggesting you. A lot of them you'll realize the price says $0. It literally is $0. You can click them, buy them for free, and that's how I get quite a few books as well, which is like a super easy way to do it. The other thing, like I was saying, is checking Amazon regularly. If you are someone who loves a good deal on a book, like me, the way I usually make sure I'm getting the cheapest price for a book is I make book wish lists on my Amazon, and that is helpful. But what I really like to do, and this works really, really well for me, is I put books that I want to buy in my cart and just let them sit there. Because if you leave something in your cart on Amazon and you come back like the next day and the price has changed, a notification will come up at the top of the screen that says the price of Punk 57 has increased from $14.99 to $15.02 or whatever. And I will leave it there for like, honestly, sometimes like weeks at a time, and I will wait, and I start to learn the prices that it fluctuates between. And then I know when it drops below what it normally does, that that's my time to buy it. That's actually how I bought Punk 57. That's why I'm saying that, is I got that for like $12 after watching it sit at like 17 for a while. It kind of bounced back and forth between 17 and 20, and then one day it just dropped to like $12.99 or something. And so I bought it because I knew that that was the cheapest it was going to go. And I think like once you get used to like watching the prices of things, it's very easy to like get a good deal. My next tip that sort of goes along with that is buying books when they're released is actually much more financially beneficial than buying them later, which is not something I realized, because I feel like it's the opposite in every other industry. every other industry, when something is released, it's usually at its most expensive and then it declines over time. With books, they are at their cheapest when they are being released, and they are massive sellers. So authors like Emily Henry, her books are going to be the cheapest to buy right around release day. I might not pre-order them, but like maybe like a week or two after her release, that's going to be the cheapest that they are, because they are like mass producing those books. Like they are being printed by the thousands, and those are going to be the books, like that's going to be when you want to buy those books. Those like big sellers is going to be around release time, because the longer that you wait, the less they're printing and the more they're going to raise their price, because they're not, you know, getting the money sort of benefit of printing as many as they're doing. So any big release, buy it when it comes out. It's only going to go up from there. The only exception to that would be like if a cover change is coming. That's another good time to watch for deals. If you see an author announce that they are changing the covers of a book, a lot of times the old covers will drop in price so that they can clear out the inventory to bring in the new covers. And sort of along with that, if you are looking to buy a boxed set and you know that a new book is coming out in the series, the older box sets will go on sale around the time that they're getting ready to release the new box set with the new book in it. Like I know right now the ACOTAR box sets are on sale a lot of places because they just released, I'm not sure if it's out yet, but they're releasing A Court of Silver Flames in paperback, so obviously that's going to be in a box set in the future. So they're clearing out all of the current box sets because they're going to have obviously the bigger one. So like now would be a good time to buy that if you're not like worried about having the next book in the box set as well. And so just like learning sort of the patterns of the book world, I think, is very, very helpful in saving money. It's definitely helped me learn how to like decide when to purchase books and when to wait and when to, you know, pre-order and all of those things. Another thing, pre-ordering, that can help you save money for sure, especially if you're Canadian. And I don't know if there's anything equivalent in the US at Barnes & Noble, but in Canada we have Chapters Indigo, and they have a program called the Plum Plus program, which is sort of like their version of Amazon Prime, I guess you could say, but you get points for purchasing books, and you also get free shipping and all of these other perks. But they had a sale last year, and I don't know if they do this every year, but I'm assuming they do. It was around Black Friday, and it was 30% off everything for Plum Plus members. And you do have to pay to be a Plum Plus member, but honestly, if you buy enough books at this one sale, you will pay for your membership just with the money you save on this one sale, because they had 30% off all the books, and that was on top of anything they already had on sale. So, like, for example, one of the books I bought was over here, what's it called? A War of Two Queens? Yeah, The War of Two Queens. I pre-ordered. It was on sale, like Chapters already had it on sale for $20, and then I had the 30% off. And I also have the very fortunate luck that my birthday is in November, so I get all of like my birthday coupons from stores around Black Friday, which is great. But I also had like a 10% off birthday coupon or something that they sent me, I think, maybe 20%, I don't remember. But I got like an insane deal on every book I bought, and I bought, like, I'm not even kidding, I dropped like $500 on that order because I just got such good deals, because had the like 2 things stacked, and then I had things were already on sale, and you got tons of points so you could redeem those for more money back later. And it was just like a really good time to pre-order. Like, I'm not someone who pre-orders unless there's any benefit to me, because I don't know, I always feel like I'm going to change my mind before the book actually comes out. But in this case, like, it was just so cheap to pre-order these books, so that was like definitely like a good time. So if you have like a really good coupon or deal or whatever, use it to pre-order books, because obviously, like, if you're going to buy the book later anyway, it's worth it. Lastly is used book sales. And when I say used book sales, I do not mean going to thrift stores, because I know where I live, the thrift stores are like barren when it comes to books on the shelves. Like, there is nothing good. If you want 500 copies of Twilight, then yeah, they have that, but they don't have anything like that I think is worth purchasing, really. I've walked in before and been like, wow, this is all you have. And they also are so expensive where I live. Like, I can pay more for a book at my thrift store than I would pay for it on Book Outlet. Like, that's just nuts to me. And so I've actually stopped going to the thrift store in my area, because it's just, like I said, not worth it. And so with this tip, what I mean is literally a used book sale. That's what you want it to be called. You want it to be called a used book sale, and you want it to be something that is only held like once a year or something like that. Something that a charity or an organization is throwing together to fundraise for something, where they're going to be collecting books and putting them for sale. That's what I usually go to. I go to this one that they do it like once or twice a year in my area, and it's done by a local organization that's raising money. And there are so many good books at this one, because I think when you go to the thrift store, a lot of the stuff has been like flipped through already. People have already taken all the good stuff out. Like, who knows if the good stuff even makes it to the floor in the thrift store? Like, I have no idea. But with these used book sales, I think there's a lot less of that, because they're just like a couple volunteers that are collecting the books and then putting them all out. Like, they're not picking out the good books or like whatever beforehand. And so like I went to one recently. I found so many good books. I know I mentioned in the haul that I did for it, I actually got the X-Hex by Aaron Sterling, which literally came out last year and was at this used book sale already, like 4 months later. And like, there's just so many good things you can find if you find a good one. Like mine, the most expensive books are $4, and those are like the big coffee table books. All of the romances I buy are $3, or if they're like from a bigger series that no one's really interested anymore, like Pretty Little Liars or something like that, they're like $1. They're so cheap. There's so many good books to get there. And like, my best tip is like to go early the first day too, because I think that makes a world of a difference. I went right when they opened this time, and I was able to get like Colleen Hoover books. Like I said, I got the X-Hex. I got a ton of like, they had tons of Christina Lauren books, like just like tons and tons of books that I have had my eye on for $3. And so I think that's like a really good way to get books cheap. And also, depending on like what it is, I know in my area it's supporting like a local organization, which obviously is great, that the money is just like going back into the community instead of to, you know, the big Amazon guys or whatever. And so definitely like look up in your area if they have any kind of used book sales or like fundraiser book sales that places put on, because you can probably find one. I know in my area we used to actually have a ton more when I was a kid. There used to be one that would pop up outside of my Costco, so like maybe your Costco does that still. I don't know, mine doesn't anymore, but they definitely like are around, so definitely look those up. They're way better, like I said, than going to the thrift store, because the stuff hasn't already been sifted through, and there's just so many cheap books that you can get. And so that's definitely how I've been saving money on books lately. If you have any other tips for anyone, just like leave them down below, because I absolutely would be interested in how you save money on books. But that is everything for today's video, so thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button down below, and I will see you next time.